So one of the things that we wanted to do on this 53 pickup build is keep the original bumpers since we had them, but tuck them in a little bit because especially the back one. The back one, as you can see, this is just sitting in there right now, sits about 5 inches low, or about 3 inches lower than the bottom of the bed. So from the bottom of the bed to the top of the bumper, you're somewhere in that 3 to 4 inch range, and then it also sticks out about 5 inches, so from the back of the truck. So from the back of the bed to where the bumper is, you got about a 5-inch gap. Plus you got obviously the curve of the bumper, so it's really sticking out pretty far and pretty low, which, you know, for back in the day for a truck that made sense, but for what we're building, we want it up and tucked in a little bit more, especially because the truck's going to sit a lot lower than it originally did. So we were originally going to build some new or some custom brackets for it, and then the more we looked at it, the more we realized that we probably could just use the original brackets and just modify them. So we got a set of aftermarket brackets. Since our rear bumper didn't have any brackets, we got a set of just aftermarket rear bumper brackets, which is what you see here. We mounted them to the bumper, and then what we did was we actually trimmed about 5/8 of an inch off the top of either side, and then the underside where the curve is right here, we trimmed maybe about 1/8 to 1/4 inch off of that. And all we did was take the bumper out, flip it over, and slide it right back into the same slots, and it gave us almost the perfect fit that, you know, for what we were looking for. I'll show you. I'm going to slide this out because it's just sitting in there right now. Flip it over and I'll tuck it in, and you can see where it ends up. So again, this is all just loosely sitting in here. I can slide it out. All I'm going to do is turn it over. Again, the same brackets. We're not using the original bolt holes that were in the frame because we're just going to end up welding this in place. If you wanted to, you probably could use them. And again, it's not going to sit in here just right because we need to support it and weld it. But as you can see, it tucked it all the way up in. So we're actually about 1 inch above, the top of the bumper is about 1 inch above the bottom of the bed. And we could take it in as far as we want. We could actually get it to touch the side of the bed on either side if we want. So the only thing that really messes up so far is where the original license plate mounting bracket is located underneath of this light on the driver's side. So what we're going to do is just move that out just a hair once the bumper's in place, just to get it outside the bumper, but it'll still sit underneath the original light, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. Again, tucks it right up in there, gives it a nice little custom look, but still sort of looks original, just brings it in a little bit closer. The other thing this does is with the aftermarket fuel cell that we put in, we kept that up pretty high. It's a pretty shallow fuel cell, even though it's a 17-gallon. And this bumper placement will actually block the view of that from the back. So once the truck's down on the ground, you won't even really be able to see the fuel cell underneath there unless you really get, you know, low below the bumper and look up, which is another thing we want to do to kind of keep that hidden and out of place.